Welcome to Talk of Southampton Village. I'm Bill Manger. I'm the mayor of Southampton Village, and I'm joined here by Robin Brown, trustee of the village. And we're here to tell you about all of the exciting things we've been working on here for 2024 and to have a wonderful, wonderful summer in a rejuvenated village. We transformed the entrance to the village on North Sea Road. We've added 24 new trees, street lights with flags flying, and we've added a new intersection at First Neck Lane and Hill Street so that we have a dedicated turn lane to get onto First Neck, a dedicated straight lane if you're going west out of the village, as well as a crosswalk that was installed for safety. We also installed a new crosswalk across Nugent Street to the Rogers Memorial Library because part of the comprehensive plan was to make the village a more walkable and bikeable village. So we are fulfilling that vision that we have for the village. And other than that, I mean, the Southampton Village Improvement Association has been out planting all the flowers on Main Street, Job's Lane, and other locations, and it really looks fantastic. Don't you think, Robin?
The village is abloom with these flowers. And Mayor, I love what you said about how this is a walking village. I think we should even have like a walking tour, bring in our museums, and we want to invite everyone to just take a walk from the History Museum through St. Ambrose, through our village hall, and then over to Southampton Arts Center. It's such a special place, and I think it's all can be enjoyed. Walking, getting your steps in.
No, and actually we have a lot of new exciting businesses that are coming to the village. If you haven't noticed, the building on the corner of Hill Street and Windmill Lane has been transformed. We have provisions going in there. There's a salon that's going in there. And that whole corner really on the west side of the village is much improved. And with the addition of Shippies at the other end, I think Windmill Lane is really looking a lot better this year than it has in the past. And we have some other exciting stores that are moving in on Hampton Road. We have Budaberry coming over from Sag Harbor. A lot of people are very excited. They're not going to have to do that drive over to Sag Harbor in the traffic. They're going to be able to get it right here in Southampton. We have Uno Mas Taco coming in from the people at Bamboo, opening on Hampton Road. And we've got some other exciting businesses coming in.
I'm going to tell you what I'm excited about, Mayor.
Please do.
I'm excited about Ye Old Bake Shop has been revived through Hannah, and she's going to be Sundays at the farmer's market. So Ye Old Bake Shop is still living through Hannah at the market on Sundays. So come get a little donut, a little treat.
And with the departure of Le Chef, actually Plaza Cafe is going to move into that location on Job's Lane, which is going to be a great new addition, a restaurant in a better, I think, location for them, really in the heart of the village where everyone can drive by and see it and walk by as well. So I think there are a lot of things that are coming online. Certainly the farmers market every Sunday is really a great asset to the village. The concerts in the park, we've got a full lineup of concerts in the park this summer every Wednesday night, and on 2 of those Wednesdays they're actually going to perform as they did last year down at Cooper's Beach, which people love, being able to go to Cooper's Beach, which is spectacular, and be able to sit there, look at the ocean and watch the concert. And so let's just make sure we have good weather.
Absolutely. Well, we'll have to put a special request and send a memo to the big guy.
Yeah, exactly. And we're happy to see that our existing stores are also doing very well this year. The oldest stores in the village are Herrick's Hardware store, Hildreth, which is the oldest continually operating department store in the United States.
Can I tell you a funny story about Herrick?
Yes, please.
A lovely story. When I came many, many moons ago and I was fixing my house up, I went into Herrick's and I was buying some things. And as I got to the register, gentleman says to me, "Shall I put this on account?" And this is my first time in the village, 20 some odd years ago. And I said, "On account?" I said, "No, that's fine. Thank you. I'll pay cash." And I said, when I left, I said to my husband, "I think we moved to Mayberry." That's just the special things about living in a charming village like that, And we still have things like that, even happening at Katina's, welcoming everyone. We have to talk more about food.
Definitely.
We have to talk more about food.
I hope everyone notices the new parking lot, the West Main Street parking lot, which was all repaved with bioswales. It looks 20 million times better. We've got green spaces in between with trees newly planted. And, it really is going to be great. And after we come back, after this message, this break, we're going to bring on Christina Strassfield, who is the executive director of the Southampton Arts Center, so she can tell everybody what's been going on over there at SAC.
I'm excited to talk to her about some things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Talk to the Village. I'm joined now by Christina Strassfield, the Executive Director of the Southampton Arts Center, and she's going to tell us all the things that are going on at SAC in 2024, which you have quite a lineup. So I'm so glad you've been able to join us, Christina. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Bill, for inviting me. It's been a wonderful time to be at Southampton Arts Center. We are starting our 11th season, and we have a series of programs that are really amazing, and something a little bit for everyone. So again, what I really would like to say is that we have exhibitions, we have music, we have film, we have live programs. So really, if you have an interest, we have it there at the Southampton Arts Center.
And tell me what some of the films are going to be this summer. I always get excited to see what you've got on tap.
Well, we are really excited because this year we're starting on Thursday evenings, family-friendly films.
Excellent.
So again, we're going to start off with a real classic, The Wizard of Oz. I'm just going to give you some of the names because I think you're going to love them all. Absolutely. Or The Flying Monkeys. We have Apollo 13, which is amazing.
Excellent.
Shrek, Pitch Perfect, Black Panther, E.T., and Jaws. So something to really everyone's fancy.
That's fantastic. And then you have some documentary films as well.
Yes, we're known for our documentary films. We show them year round, and we're going to be doing that on Sunday evenings. So there's going to be a film on Stan Smith, the famous tennis player.
Yeah.
We're going to have films on the ocean surfers that ride the big waves. We're also going to have something with the Southampton African American Museum of Film. So a little bit of everything, again, for all the community members to really participate in.
That's great. And be learning about Stan Smith on the film is going to be great because I think most people know Stan Smith as a sneaker.
That's absolutely, absolutely.
Christina, I want to talk a little bit. I mean, I know you have the full gamut, but you're also very in tune with our young people, and I would love you to talk a little bit about that.
Well, absolutely. We're so excited because we are here for the community, and especially the young members of our community, because they are the next generation of supporters of the arts, patrons of the arts, artists themselves. So we love to have the students come in. We give them free tours. We do internships with them. We do mentoring sessions with them. And we really want them to understand what being in the arts is all about from every level, from curatorial to marketing to membership to really installations.
I think it's wonderful. I think they should visit your website.
Absolutely.
I'll be amazed at some of the young people that sign up. I think they'll just be absolutely amazed by it.
Wonderful programs. And when you become a member, most of the programs are free, including our film series. So if you become a member, members are free for all of the films and $10 for if you're not a member. So it's still a worthwhile endeavor.
But children are free, under 12.
Absolutely. You can come in, you can bring your blanket, you can bring your dinner, and you can enjoy yourself.
I'm so excited because you have to talk about your partnership with Hampton's Jazz.
Absolutely. We have a year-round partnership with Hampton's Jazz Fest, and they come in and they bring world-renowned
Yes.
musicians to our audience. And you come in and you feel like you're in a cabaret in downtown New York.
Or Brazil.
Or Brazil. or any other place. It's just amazing. And this talent is something that you pay a lot of money for if you're in the city. But when you're coming to the Southampton Arts Center, everything is really reasonably priced. So we encourage our community members to be exposed to the arts on every level.
Well, the world of talent comes to Southampton Center. So that's so wonderful. I mean, you don't have to leave this beautiful village to have world-class artists. It's right here at Southampton Center.
Absolutely.
And we want to thank you for that. We just love what you're doing there. We're so excited about you and your team. We want to just thank you for that.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for your support. We are doing everything that we can. We have some wonderful benefits that are helping us out. Our Whimsy Cocktail Party coming up, our Summerfest, and our Architecture and Design Tour. These are all wonderful opportunities to support the Southampton Arts Center on every level for the programming that we do year-round.
That's fantastic. And the village is trying to be as supportive as we can be as well. We did just repave your parking lot.
Love that.
and you know, we have slated now, the village board has approved a whole new roof for the the roof there at SAC because I don't think that's been touched in years. Exactly, because I know that we've had some leaks inside, which is not good for a museum to have that, or a gallery to have that occurrence. So we are bringing in authentic Vermont slate to replicate the slate roof on the building there. So it's going to be fantastic, and it's a long time overdue. But I'm glad that we're able to deliver this for you.
Well, we so appreciate your support, really, because it's really a building. It's a jewel of the
It is.
village, and so the grounds itself. There's beautiful sculpture. We have an abstract sculpture exhibition. You can come, you can bring your lunch.
Yeah, it's
Sit
fantastic.
down on the benches. There's a fountain. There's 2 different fountains that are working. So it's really a great opportunity for the community to really take a moment, as you said, to walk around, to enjoy, and to really celebrate Southampton.
And we're going to work again with the Village Improvement Association of Southampton to, again, redo those gardens that really are the only green space right in the middle of Job's Lane. It's fantastic that we have that asset that people can enjoy. And so that they're going to try to help recreate some of the original gardens that were planned when Samuel Parrish owned that building and had his museum there. And so I think it's going to be really transformative to that location in the center of Job's Lane and very welcoming to visitors. And obviously, you're right next door to the Peter Marino Foundation, another great asset that the village has. And as you know, we have that whole walkway, if you will, from the History Museum, really, all the way down to the movie theater, which is going to come online in 2025. We're very excited that we're going to be able to welcome movies back to the village of Southampton in the movie theater. And, you know, we've got the cultural center right there on Pond Lane. So we have a lot of arts and culture along that stretch in the village. And really, that's what we want to become more known for that. We certainly have some great galleries on Job's Lane. And, you know, we really want to enhance that aspect of the village as another draw for residents as well as visitors to the village.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It really is wonderful.
Coming to enjoy the arts of Southampton Village. And after you have a wonderful time at the museum, then we can go and talk about the food of the village.
That's true.
The food is just amazing.
Absolutely.
I mean, after
On
great
Job's Lane
exhibition, I
alone.
think I need to have a bite to eat.
Absolutely.
You know, so there are just some amazing things that are happening. We have Farm and Forage that is new. We're excited about that. And we also have a wonderful tequila and taco restaurant coming. Did you know about that?
I had heard that, yes. Uno mas.
But the list goes on and on and on. Maybe we can do a walk and a tasting walk along with art and get creative about that.
I think that sounds like a great idea, really stopping at all of the art locations, stopping at all of the restaurants, getting a little sample and trying everything
Have a
out.
nice walk throughout our village. I think that would be nice.
And I think you have to lead it, Mr. Mayor.
There you go. Absolutely. And, you know, Verona was a great addition last year also on the corner of Windmill Lane and Job's Lane there. That was a great anchor. And now they've got some nice outdoor dining on the sidewalk. So that's another great place to you know, meet someone afterwards for a drink or a bite to eat.
And I think we have a lot of partnerships. We do things with the Public House. We've done things with some of the other restaurants. And that gives them an opportunity, again, for the village businesses to really interact with the arts. So when you come to see a play, you can actually go forward and then afterwards get a special meal, a discounted meal at the Public House. We did it with Claude's Restaurant, and we'll do it with some of the other restaurants going forward. But having Doug now at Plaza Cafe come back to the village, come to Job's Lane, I think is very, very exciting.
Yeah.
You know, someone who's been part of the community for quite a long time and really will be able to be celebrated on Job's Lane.
And I know Don Sullivan at the Public House is very excited to have the concerts in the park on Wednesdays and then the movies at SAC on Thursdays. So it's a great draw, again, to Job's Lane during the week. So
And
that's
we're-
excellent.
We're very excited to, obviously, when I was told, when I was asked if we could possibly do something like that, we said, of course, we'd love to work together hand in hand to make that
excellent.
work out. So we're really thrilled.
Excellent. And then I wanted Robin to share a little bit about our solar benches.
Oh, yes.
This is something that was an initiative that Robin worked on with a young student. Why don't you tell us about it,
One of my
Robin?
junior ambassadors had a wonderful idea. So our initiative, of course, is keeping the village green and being practical at the same time. So what a wonderful thing to have. We're going to be the first on the East End with solar charging benches. So I think that might be good to find a good location somewhere along. So when people are taking their walks to the village, they can charge up. But we're quite excited about it. And the nice thing about it is that you can have one for yourself and dedicate it to a loved one. So look out for the first on the East End solar charging benches here in Southampton Village.
Brilliant idea. Really a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Something that people will really be able to engage in. So many people come in and say, oh, can I charge my phone? And we try to let people do that, but I think this will be much more practical.
Exactly. We're looking forward to it. And keeping our village green. Yes, absolutely.
And we are welcoming back also into Agawam Park this summer, Shakespeare in the Park in August, which a lot of people really enjoy. That's a wonderful thing to bring to the village, as well as, just around the corner on Windmill Lane, the fire department has their, chicken and ribs barbecue dinner, which is a great thing that they do to help raise money for the fire department. And so again, I would welcome everybody to come and stop in and attend that as well. So there's really something for everybody in the village of Southampton. Everybody can find something that they will enjoy, which I think is what makes it such a wonderful, special place. And I really appreciate everything that you've done to rejuvenate SAC since you came over from Guildhall in East Hampton. You've done a fabulous job, really, Christina, and we really want to thank you for the energy that you've brought to that institution. And
Thank you so much.
More people need to come on out, see what's going on.
It's a great place to be.
So I want to thank you again for everything you do. Thank you for being here. And when we come back, we're going to be joined by another executive director of another institution in the village, and that's Sarah Kautz from the Southampton History Museum. So thank you very much.
Yay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Talk of the Village. And I'm now joined by Sarah Kautz of the Southampton History Museum. She's the executive director, and Robin Brown and I are welcoming here to the show today to talk a little bit about the Southampton History Museum and what's been going on there and what you have planned for the future.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm fairly new to the organization and the village. I just started in September. The museum has been around for a very, very long time, promoting and preserving the history of the village and the wider community for over 125 years.
Fantastic.
So established originally in 1898, incorporated in 1910, and we've been doing great things ever since, helping to preserve and promote the history of the village.
And some people don't realize that actually that was Samuel Parrish's house.
Yes.
And it used to sit up on Main Street and then was moved back on Meeting House Lane to where it is today.
Yes, so the headquarters of the museum is the Rogers Mansion, which is the property you were mentioning. The house is the centerpiece of a museum complex, actually, that lot. There's, I believe, 12 other structures on that lot, other historic buildings that were brought. And they're all a little piece of the history.
You have different stores and different businesses that used to exist in the village, and they now have all their little shops arranged on the property there. It's really great to come visit that.
Yes, 18th century.
I want you to talk about one of my favorites, the Halsey Homestead.
Yes.
You see how excited I am? I had to stop. It's so
very
special,
exciting
so
house,
unique,
yes.
because what other village can talk about and have something like that tell about it,
Yes.
and have them come out and visit. And the garden, it's amazing around it.
Well, as you know, the village has roots going way back to the founding of the Southampton colony in 1640. So almost 400 years now since the founding. And so the area has deep, deep roots. And of course, before that, the Shinnecock history, thousands of years. And so just rich with historic sites, places, buildings, artifacts, all kinds of stuff. And surely the gem on South Main Street at 249 South Main Street is the Thomas Halsey Homestead and Gardens. And that house dates back to the 17th century.
It's like stepping back in time.
It's very, very
It's
special.
fascinating.
Very special.
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
Very,
So
very
special.
special.
I had a meeting with the mayor in your garden.
That's true. Yeah. And what's interesting is some of the furnishings that are in that house were gathered by Mr. DuPont of Winterthur, which is a famous American, furniture museum down in Wilmington, Delaware. But he had a summer home in Southampton on Meadow Lane that unfortunately is no more.
Yes.
I think there's still the carriage house, the garage that went to that main house on the ocean. But he brought a lot of the furnishings, the authentic furnishings, to the Halsey Homestead to put in the house for display for people when they go to enjoy visiting the house.
Yes, and he also worked very closely with the museum to do the restoration of that house back in the 50s and 60s. So the acquisition of the site and then the rehabilitation of the property, the restoration of the house to the older period, because it had been continually occupied ever since.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So when you do come to the house, you do see the work of Henry Dupont. Of course, his institution he founded, Winterthur, is an incredibly important institution for American decorative arts and architecture. Many, as you said, many of the furnishings in the house are something Henry Dupont did acquire and give to the museum so it could be shown in the home. So it's a fantastic place. It is open by appointment. We are working to restore the interior. We need a lot of work at that site. So we're planning a major capital campaign. We haven't quite launched that yet, but we are ready to
But you
launch.
do always have a party over 4th of July weekend, usually for the Halsey homestead.
Yes, so we are hosting our annual Halsey House Gala on July 6th. That's the 4th of July weekend. It's always a fantastic event on the grounds of the museum. Fantastic cocktails, food, music. It's a wonderful event, and we hope everybody can join us.
And tell us about another one of your assets, the Elias Pelletreau silversmith shop right on Main Street, and a little bit of the history of Elias Pelletreau and who he was and what significance he brought to the village.
So that's another one of our 4 historic sites. And interestingly enough, also Henry Dupont helped to preserve and restore that building in the 60s when it was turned into the museum space. So that building is very, very famous for its association with the Pelletreau family, which was a very
And we have a Pelletreau Street in the village. Yeah, I mean, they were very well
local family.
Yeah.
Deep roots. Elias Pelletreau, of course, is very well known as being a silversmith, also a patriot during the Revolution. So he's maybe one of the most famous people associated with the building.
He's sort of the Paul Revere of Southampton.
He absolutely is.
Yeah. No, really. They were contemporaries and they were very similar. They were both silversmiths and both patriots. Exactly.
Yes, very much so.
Well, I'm excited because with all this wonderful restoration that you're doing, I wouldn't tell everyone the great story about how it takes a village. And she is new to our team, meaning as our directors of the museum. And in less than 48 hours, I called her, I think, I sent you a text at 9 p.m. at night saying, I think I've got an idea about getting you some money, grant money, because they're doing such an amazing job. And she said, okay, I'm all ears. And so we got together with our grant writer. And then in less than 48 hours, we had locked the deal, sent it off to the grant writer, finished it up. And the wonderful news that you were awarded almost about $200,000.
Yes.
Well needed, well deserved. Now it takes a village, and we are so delighted to have you with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support and for your support, Mr. Mayor.
It's our pleasure.
Why don't you tell us about some of the things you have planned for the Rogers Mansion?
Yes. So this summer, the grounds are actually always open.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And they're sort of meant to be a park. And of course, in partnership with the village, we do a lot to maintain that sort of historic park atmosphere. Right. And so the buildings are open Wednesdays through Saturdays. Please check our website for the hours. All of the buildings are open. And you can come inside the Rogers Mansion, which is our headquarters. So we have an archives and research center based in that building. Right. Tremendous amount of material. So we don't only protect historic sites and furniture and objects, we protect documents and books. And we have a huge archive of information that folks can make an appointment, come and see, use the library, use the archives. We have our permanent exhibit at that house. You mentioned Samuel Parish. So our permanent exhibit in the house are period rooms that date to that Gilded Age, the turn of the 20th century, which is when Samuel L. Parish lived in the house. Right. And then we have our special events.
You've got a lot of special events. I mean, I've attended your senior teas which I know the seasoned citizens in the village really enjoy. They love coming out and being, welcomed into the Rogers Mansion for a lovely tea with sandwiches and cakes. And that was just, recently, but you do that other times throughout the year. And then
3 times throughout the year.
Yeah, and you've got different lectures then on ghost hunting and shipwrecks off the coast of Long Island. Maybe you could tell us a little about some of those things.
Yes.
Let's hear about that.
Yeah. Well, one of our really special things we're doing is our special exhibit this year at Rogers Mansion is Reclamation, and it's curated by Jeremy Dennis, who's the founder and lead artist at Moss House, which is BIPOC art studio based in Shinnecock. And so he curated 16 artists of color from around the United States who are all participating in that
Yeah, that's
exhibit.
excellent. I saw that. It's outstanding. So I hope it's up for a while longer and people can go and enjoy
That
it.
will be up throughout the summer, so please
Perfect.
come and
Excellent.
see that exhibit. Really, really special, fantastic. Again, artists from across the country participating in that around the themes of history, memory, narrative. So really powerful, great exhibit. And we're also hosting another Shinnecock resident.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Tell us a little.
James Keith Phillips, who is a writer also from Shinnecock. He's doing some boat building in the Sayer Barn. So the Sayer
Excellent.
Barn is
Oh, yeah.
one of our outbuildings.
Yeah.
He's working in there on a project to build a ship. It's a skiff.
Yeah.
So something that looks
Well, that's
like
really a boat.
whaleboat.
Yeah.
A whaleboat,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Skiff.
Yeah.
So that boat will be called the Noadoa, and that's a name that honors one of the very important women of the tribe who passed a couple of decades ago, but a very, very important teacher, community leader of the Shinnecock, and her tribal name was Princess Noadoa.
Excellent.
So the ship will be donated to the women of the tribe. And
That's wonderful.
The maritime
That's wonderful.
heritage.
That's very thoughtful.
And then last but not least, you have to tell me a little bit about the broom maker.
Yes, another fairly new face around the museum is our director of operations and programs, and that's Mr. Timothy Van Wickler. He specializes, among other things, in doing historic broom making. So on Saturdays, he will be on the grounds
Awesome.
when our Carriage House thrift shop is also
Which
open
people
on
love.
Saturdays.
That's a huge crowd pleaser.
So please stop by Rogers Mansion. There's lots going
Excellent.
on.
Well, I really want to thank you for coming in and sharing with us, Sarah, all that's going on at the Southampton History Museum. You're a great asset to the village. We really welcome you to Southampton again. You've only been here about, 9-10 months? But it's great to have you here. And I want to end on one note with Trustee Robin Brown, because she is the liaison in the village to our beaches. And so she's going to share with everybody the exciting news that we just got from Dr. Beach, who is the authority on beaches, not only for their appearance, but also for their healthiness. So please, Robin.
Cooper's Beach. This is a well-waited, exciting time for us. We are number one. Where, Mr. Mayor?
In the continental United States.
One more time, Mr. Mayor. We are number one where?
In the continental United States.
Cooper's Beach. Delighted to say, come and see us at Cooper's Beach. You can dine, you can enjoy the beauty, and we welcome you all.
And then there are a couple of concerts on a couple of Wednesdays this summer. So it really is a fantastic space to come, enjoy the sun and the surf and with your friends and some music, and it's really great. So thank you all very much. Thank you for joining us for Talk of the Village.